Still social distancing? Take WPSL, WSTU, and the Power of Talk Radio with you digitally on TuneIn or Alexa at home, office, or car.
Very pleasant good evening and welcome to Small Biz Florida with Mr. Tom Kindred.
Thank you, sir, and welcome to another segment and installment of Small Biz Florida, the broadcast and podcast that's all things business across the Treasure Coast and the entire state of Florida. Small Biz Florida is brought to you by the Florida Small Business Development Center Network and is produced by the Florida SBDC right here at Indian River State College. Small Biz Florida is designed and produced to highlight and promote business assistance resources, celebrate entrepreneurial success, present best practices, and most importantly, provide timely business information for Florida's small business community. I am Tom Kindred, your host and former small business owner and operator, and currently serving as the regional director for the Florida SBDC at IRSC. So, Greg, how are things in your world?
Well, the tradition of champions is continuing. Softball is in the state tournament. Baseball is in the state tournament. And, of course, the swimmers.
Yes.
Nearly a half century of
I almost sent Scott Kimmelman a little note today and said, have you ever considered being a sports writer? He does a great job. He sends us out updates. To all of us at Indian River State College, and I love the detailing. Batter was on, batter was at the plate, and men on first and second, and it was great. So it was really nice getting the updates from Scott and on the baseball program, and so I think they played today, did they not? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yep. And actually, IRC ladies, I think, or it was the guys that won today. 11-7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it keeps rolling along,
Okay.
and Coach J. Rob was in here yesterday cutting the women's camp spot, and it's amazing what going to a state tournament or the national tournament can do. She's only got 3 slots to fill for next year's team. So, it's amazing what happens. Yep, we're on the map.
We have I have tonight with me my favorite guest, always. We've got with us our very good friends from the Treasure Coast Business Summit. We have Lynette Marafa, who makes a annual appearance here on Small Biz Florida.
Thank you.
And it is that time again for the Treasure Coast Business Summit. One of my favorite days of all days. We get to spend the day with all kinds of small business owners and operators. Get to hear some great speakers. Get to check out a lot of really cool businesses that operate here along the Treasure Coast. So again, it's a great event. So we're going to talk about this year's Treasure Coast Business Summit, and then we have our very good friend and very critical strategic partner with the Florida SBDC here at IRSC, our good friend Elijah Wooten, who serves as the business navigator for the city of Port St. Lucie. Welcome again to the show.
Thanks, Tom.
And I guess I forgot the young lady who you've brought with you. Who is this young lady?
We have Nikita Lloyd from Web Suited.
Okay.
They are a major sponsor of this year's and the past year's Treasure Coast Business Summit, and they bring a lot to the table as far as resources and getting our local businesses up to speed and online and doing the right thing on the web.
What is the name of the company?
Web Suited.
Web Suited.
Yes, Web
I
Suited.
like it. I like it. Web Suited for the web. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Suited for success.
Suited
Ooh,
for success?
like that.
I like that. Okay.
That's cool. That's
right.
cool. Yeah.
So anyway, great conversation tonight. Good stuff to talk about. Incredible event. What year is this for the Business Summit? What are we on, our 50th anniversary?
Not yet. You're aging us, Tom. Actually, it's the 13th annual, and it's
Wow.
on May 13th.
Wow. I like it.
It is,
Okay.
yeah.
Thursday the 13th.
It is. Thursday the 13th.
Wow,
Join
wowzers.
us at the 13th annual.
I like it. Okay, great event. So I can't wait to talk about what's going to happen this year. Quickly, let me just hit on a couple of things that are going on. Again, I want to highlight, we talked about it at some length last week, but I want to talk about the Work Local, which is a new initiative to ensure St. Lucie County workers realize there is an increasing number of job opportunities right here close to home. The EDC of St. Lucie County is spearheading a campaign to raise awareness about opportunities available right here in St. Lucie County for residents to work closer to home. The latest available workforce out-commute data from 2018 indicates that about 62% of St. Lucie County workers travel outside of the county for their jobs, according to our good friend Jill Marassa at the EDC. Of the total workforce of 119,000, 74,000 people living in the county commute to other counties for work. According to Jill, wages are coming up locally. St. Lucie County's average hourly wage was $19.54 in 2019, and in Indian River County was $20, in Martin County $20.68. So spending an hour a day commuting to earn about $10 more for that day before the cost of gas and wear and tear on your car isn't something many St. Lucie residents need to do. So again, it is the Work Local campaign. It is designed to showcase available local job opportunities. The EDC has created a webpage called youredc.com/worklocal. Organized by industry sectors. The information and links to local companies are listed for each sector. And according to Marassa, 18 companies are participating so far and are hiring. So incredible campaign going on from our EDC here in St. Lucie County. The Florida SBDC is partnering with our local Main Streets and the city of Port St. Lucie to put on what we're calling the Better Business Program. So we have kind of finalized dates for those 3 rounds. We're doing one in downtown Fort Pierce. We're doing one with the Lincoln Park Main Street, and we're doing one with the city of Port St. Lucie. So I encourage you to go to that irscbiz.com site and click on the events calendar. And I think by tomorrow, Katie will have them all up with the dates. But it's 5 nights of training. It's going to be a great program. As we kind of are seeing a little light at the end of the tunnel of this COVID issue, we're going to get folks back in the classroom, and let's talk about doing better business. We've got the Sustain the Pivot, the virtual small business resiliency conference presented in partnership with the Florida SBDC Network and the office of U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. That's going to take place Tuesday, May the 18th. From 1 to 5, and Wednesday the 19th from 9 to 1. It is a virtual conference. Going to be all kinds of good stuff happening on this conference. All Florida small businesses are invited to register for the virtual Small Business Resiliency Conference, Sustain the Pivot, a no-cost event hosted by the Florida Small Business Development Center Network and U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. This multi-day virtual conference will equip Florida small businesses with the strategies and resources needed to navigate the ongoing challenges of COVID-19 and connect them with resource providers who can aid in their long-term recovery. The event will feature presentations from SBDC Network business consultants on topics including marketing, cybersecurity, capital access, and human resources. Consultants will share business insights and discuss how attendees can leverage the network's service offering of no-cost consulting, training, and resources. And actually, each half-day session will conclude with a post-event presentation in Spanish. So it's the Sustain the Pivot Conference. And then again, just as a reminder, I want to let our restaurant owners and operators know the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, which is $28.6 billion. That's billion with a B. That opened on Monday. So there are 3 ways you can apply for this grant. You can do it via the telephone. There's actually a telephone number you can call. There's an online portal, or you can actually potentially use one of your point of sale systems. Toast, Clover, and Square, I believe, are 3 of the point of sale point of sale products that you can use to actually apply for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. So if you've got any questions about this program, please do not hesitate to call us, and we will answer all your questions and make sure you get registered and get your application in for some grant funding through the Restaurant Revitalization Fund.
And if you want to call Tom, you can call him on his wife's cell phone.
That's right. It's always available anytime, day or night. And speaking of that, yes, the latest edition of the Treasure Coast Business Magazine is out. I do not have a copy with me. I normally bring a copy. I will be on the streets tomorrow delivering some copies to some of our distribution points, but you can always call us as I tell you, and I guarantee you I will bring you a copy of the latest edition of Treasure Coast Business Magazine.
We'll sell you the one in the lobby, you know.
You should have more than one.
1995. Oh. Before you leave the studio, small bills.
That's right. So again, lots of stuff going on. I think there is, I heard from some restaurants as early as Monday afternoon. They had applied for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. All the news we were getting from that was positive. The portal was working. Their applications went right through. So I think the SBA, obviously, having been through EIDL and PPP and all that, I think there was some lessons learned, and I think it appears as though things are running very smoothly with that grant program. So, there's a lot of positives going on. We had one of our American Public Works Association training modules for the last 3 days on campus at the Brown Center, and they took a tour. One of the things they always do is it's a group of public works professionals that are in training, and they always do kind of a public works tour, and you can only guess where they went this time here in Fort Pierce. They went down to Director and saw what was going on at the Fort Pierce Marina. And let me tell you, every one of those public works professionals came back and said, wow, cannot believe what's going on in downtown Fort Pierce. So impressive tour if you haven't been down there to see what's going on.
I still want to do a show on top of that crane. Keep in mind, I did a Dodger pregame show on the Arch in St. Louis, so I'm not afraid of heights.
That's right. Well, I'm thinking what we do is we get a boat and they lift us up in the sling there, and we do the show from the boat. Or maybe we do it from the deck of a mega yacht. Maybe we see
I think you were right though. The last week.
Yeah.
Let's get your little 19-foot boat in there and lift that puppy up.
A little embarrassing. I'll pull up in my 19.5. So that's right. Now it is high performance, but it is only 19 and a half feet. All right. So with that, Lynette, let's talk Lynette and
Nikita.
Nikita. Let's talk Treasure Coast Business Summit. My favorite time of year. My favorite event. I think you're going to have, I think our big boss is going to be there. I think he's making a presentation, the new president of Indian River State College, Dr. Moore.
Dr. Moore is the keynote speaker this year. Yes, he is.
So anyway, got a lot going on. So let's just start with a little bit of background, Lynette, as we always do. Just kind of give us a little bit of your pathway. You have been an entrepreneur and a small business owner. And Nikita, then you can tell us a little bit about your pathway. But get us started with how you got to where you are today.
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep it brief because I know you're the people that listen to this show are so loyal and dedicated, and they listen every year, so they
That's
know.
Right, so they know
all about the Business Summit. But I am a proud St. Lucie citizen. Since 2004, owned property, came down, started a great business, which was an entertainment company. Bought the Treasure Coast Business Summit from its previous owners. We're going on our fifth year now. We're rolling into our 6th year. And we really revitalized the event and championed just a beautiful 4-county event for the small businesses with, of course, the SBDC's help, and the City of Port St. Lucie, and so many more important players like WPBF, Mid-Florida Credit Union, Web Suited. We couldn't do this event annually without the support of so many strong businesses that are pillars in this community. And so that's really the important part of putting something together like this. It does take a village, and we couldn't do it without our sponsors. And we do appreciate the buy-in that we get from the community, both on the small business side, mid-sized business, and of course through big business, through SBDC and some of the big players in the community. So it's great for everybody.
Nikita, a little bit of your background, and you actually operate and own a small business.
Yes, I do. With my husband, our business is just about 5 years old. I actually come from the education department, and that's where I always thought that I would be. And so it's been a really exciting transition over the last few years for me. I'm loving what we do at WebSuited, and we try to keep it as community involved and support local businesses, nonprofits, all of the above. But we love the Treasure Coast Business Summit. It's done great things for our business. I know many other businesses just alike, and we're excited to be here again this year.
Nice. All right, so Lynette, kind of give us 13th annual. Talk to us about the agenda and what's going to happen. And
lots of great things.
All right.
So, of course, we have in the morning vendor move-in. We have the most booths we've ever had, the greatest level of participation, not only from sponsors, exhibitors, from just the community. I mean, Tom, this year we had people calling us from Indian River County. Hobe Sound Chamber called us and said, hey, we want to be involved. We heard about this event. We want to engage our small business community in this event. So I think the word is out that this is a unique annual event, and our communities near and far want to be a part of it. And so I think
and
it's
people
wonderful.
really want to get out this year.
They do.
They do. They're ready.
They do. And, we're still taking some responsible measures put forth. And so people will have the ability to social distance if they please, if they want to wear a mask. I mean, it's a judgment-free zone. It's an opportunity enterprising day. And so that's what we want to remind people to come out. Whether you stay for an hour or you stay for 10 hours, we've got something for you every hour of the day.
Yeah, Tom and I will be there for the 10.
That's right.
Got to have some coffee, though.
Well, we'll have that for you first thing in the morning. So Two Men in a Truck always provides excellent concierge move-in service. They're one of our sponsors. So you will literally pull up to the circle at the Mid-Florida Event Center, and they're going to help you unload and bring all of your goods and wares and business items to your booth to help you set up. We'll have a breakfast there for the vendors and the exhibitors and the sponsors. And then the day gets rolling at 10 o'clock. We roll into the Ruby Ballroom. We'll have opening presentations by Felicia Rodriguez from WPBF. Mayor Orvac from the City of Port St. Lucie will provide a welcome. Shrita Walker from Mid-Florida Credit Union tells us what's going on. They're expanding tremendously their services. Wayne Gent, our superintendent of schools, would like to share some statistical information because we are so proud of our students here and what they're able to accomplish. And then, of course, we roll into our keynote speaker, which is Dr. Moore from IRSC, our Aspen award-winning.
If you want his autograph, I've got it in the other office.
And then just a little bit more, we do have the Chamber of Commerce is providing a plated luncheon with the area updates. So City of Port St. Lucie Manager Russ Blackburn will provide an area update, which is a high-level update of what is forecasted, what has happened, where we are, and where we're going. And that's really, really an exciting experience because you get information at a high level that you may not just hear in average conversation when you're out in the community. So it's really nice. Afternoon, We Venture comes in, and we do have a speaker with We Venture. It's going to be she's a patent attorney from Weiderman Wallach, and it's Kelly Schwartz, and she's actually going to give a presentation about ways entrepreneurs can use copyright, trademark, and branding to add value to their business, to protect their business.
Yeah, and Tom stresses that all the time.
Yes. And then do we have how do we wrap things up at the end of the day?
Yeah. So we're having the BASH, which is the Business and Social Hour with the Chamber of Commerce. And we do have some sponsors for that as well. Southern Eagles coming in, Bonner Mobile Bar, Clear SEM. The city participates in that as well. and we give away some influencer awards, which are new. So we want to highlight some of our influencers in the community under the radar. We have our iconic influencer, and then the extraordinary influencer.
I don't- Are Greg and I in the running for one of those influencer awards?
No.
Well, someone has to submit that.
Well,
Oh, no.
Gee.
Definitely no.
where's Carol? Let's get her to submit our.
Why don't you guys nominate each other?
That has
we
been
do
done
that?
before.
Forms on the website.
I think it's called
I
the
think
Emmy
I'm too
Awards.
old to. Aren't influencers just very young? I'm probably
No.
too old to be an influencer.
No, that is not true. Sue
I'm,
Ellen Sanders
I'm
was
a bad influencer. Maybe that's what I am.
No.
Is there a
no.
category for that?
A bad influencer?
A bad
We can
influencer.
create one for you next
Did
year.
you say Sue Ellen?
Yeah.
She's a senior
She
influencer.
was the iconic.
Oh,
She's going to
okay.
kick you for that.
I know she will.
okay. Again, always want to highlight your sponsors. Again, kind of go through who are your sponsors this year. Give them a little shout out.
Absolutely. We have some really, really great sponsors this year. I mean, so many. It's truly amazing. But starting with our platinum is WPBF in Mid-Florida. And then moving down into our gold, we have Web Suited. Nikita's here with us today.
Nice.
City of Port St. Lucie, Southern Eagle, St. Lucie Public Schools really wanted to shine this year. So they are putting their money where their mouth is. They're taking action with bringing these kids through a tough time, increasing our graduation rates, where some of these other districts, are doing the best that they can, but St. Lucie Public School is really pushing hard. And I know that for a fact because I have 2 high school students. So I see their efforts, and it's truly amazing. Economic Development Council, Small Business Development Center, 2 Men in a Truck, Speed Pro, O'Donnell, Windows and Doors, Bonner Mobile Bar, Dragonfly Graphics, St. Lucie Chamber of Commerce, Team IP, ESI Staffing, ITS Fiber, WPSL 1590,
I've heard of them somewhere. Oh.
Dyer Chevrolet, Indian River Select came in new this year. They called us. They said, we heard about your event and we want to be a big part of it. So that was
Nice.
really nice. WQCS, Stewart Magazine, and the Treasure Coast Builders Association. So
Nice.
that's great.
And when we talk about the business summit, maybe we get the impression, folks get the impression that it's only for business people or people that are in business. But this is a great opportunity for the general public to come and kind of get a feel for what's going on in the marketplace, get introduced to service providers and businesses. So is that a fair assessment of who should be attending?
I think so. I think, today's climate, we have an unemployment situation that we probably haven't seen in any of our lifetimes. You have businesses that need help. They're growing. They have responsible owners, and they're growing, and they need staff. They need manpower. And so this is a great way to come and connect, whether you're employed, unemployed, you're a business owner, or you're just in the community. It's a way to come and connect with what's going on in your community.
You make a great point. I didn't even think of that, when I was even asking the question. But it really is a great networking event. I mean, get out. You never know who you're going to see there, and what kind of connections you may be able to make. So yeah, huge networking opportunity.
It is.
And then I think, again, you talked about throughout the day, there are speakers, there's going to be all kinds of vendors there where you can get information, connect to a business that one may need, B2B opportunities. All those opportunities are available at the event.
It is, and it's a great way. There are so many people moving to Florida. There's new businesses that come into the city, to the county, into our economic development areas that are new, and this is a great way to come out and meet people, whether you're new or old, reconnect, reestablish, make new relationships. That's what we're here for.
And it is held at?
It is held at the Mid-Florida Event Center, which is formerly the Civic Center, on US 1 in Port St. Lucie, conveniently located off of US 1, close to the Turnpike, close to 95, come from near and far, May 13th.
And never a parking problem at the Civic Center in Port St. Lucie. My gosh, got a great parking garage, all kinds of parking. Again, easy to get into, easy to get out of, a great facility. How does one get? Is there a cost to attend? Is there tickets? Do they have to register? How does all that work?
Yeah, we do want you to register. So what you'll do is go to tcbizsummit.com, and under the registration tab, there's an opportunity to have tickets to the event. And so people can go on, take a look at it. There's different membership opportunities. So if they're members of the chamber or any economic development council or business development board, we offer some incentives there, and then you can just purchase a ticket.
Since we have a worldwide global audience here of Small Biz Florida, if someone hears about the event tonight, could they still participate? Do you have any booth space left, or where are we on that?
So, Tom, while Nikita and I were sitting out in the parking lot, we actually shut registration down. So our exhibitor booths are sold
Sorry.
out.
Greg, can we edit that out? That question?
No.
So, no.
But what
Cut.
she just said is great. We're sold out.
But we're sold out for exhibitors. We're never sold out for
Participants.
That's
right.
Sure.
Come far, come near, come all. It is a great event. It's one of a kind. So you can't exhibit this year, so get your name in early for next year,
Okay.
but come and mix and mingle, walk around and meet everyone.
So now, isn't this the first major live event during COVID?
Pretty sure.
I think it is.
I haven't been to anything.
Well, last year we did this.
Oh, that's right.
The governor put us into stage 3, and we were like,
You know,
let's go.
that's right.
That's right. We did
That's
do
right.
the business summit last
We
year.
did do it last time.
And it was a great event.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually a great event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Don't worry about that question, Lynette. We'll edit that out
We're gonna edit.
post production. All right. So anything else you want to add real quickly? I don't want you to leave unless you've got to go, but stay with us. We're going to talk to Elijah just a minute, and we may circle back. But anything else that we've forgotten to talk about on the business summit?
Not really. I do want to give Nikita I want her to explain, because I think businesses are really in need of not only, let me start over. I don't ever want to lose value of a handshake. And we all know what COVID did. It isolated us to whatever degree we decided was appropriate for ourselves and our family, and that's okay. But never underestimate the value of a handshake and a smile, or just that face-to-face interaction. And so while there are many very valuable virtual events that have taken place during this time and probably will take place this next year, we want to stress that the Business Summit is open for business. We're open for face-to-face business. But more importantly, having that online presence is so important. While you say globally, you're reaching customers here today or viewers here today that are outside the scope of any face-to-face.
Right.
And so with what WebSuited does, I would like Nikita just
Absolutely.
to explain how that works and how small business, mid-size, and large businesses can utilize those online resources that they offer.
And before you start that, you're going to be at the summit as a vendor and
Yes, we will have a booth, and we're excited to be there. There's going to be a few from our team, so we're happy to talk to anybody. But just to piggyback off what Lynette said, there's a lot of need in the community and in this country to be found online, to make sure that your services are available to the people in need. We've seen an influx in home services and things alike. People are at home, they're wanting to do more, so these businesses really do have potential to grow. It's just a matter of making sure that people are able to find them and know what they have to offer. There's all sorts of opportunities to get out there and to be found, and just make sure that people understand what you have to offer.
We always talk about business owners. I mean, I'm talking about electrician, pool service, those people that have a passion to do what they do. A lot of them work with their hands, they work with their minds, and there's a big difference with working in your business and working on your business. And a lot of times business owners are so accustomed and they spend their day working in their business, not necessarily on their business. And what WebSuited does, it teaches them, or they can sign as a client, and that back-end work online works on your business while you're working in your business. And so that's really important.
Another thing is a lot of businesses are having trouble find good help and just getting people to help them run with just everyday operations. So one other thing that we've gotten really into is just helping people with business processes and daily automations and just keeping things organized in a way so that they don't have to rely on somebody who may not be there. Hopefully they find some people at this summit to hire, but just in case that opportunity doesn't arise, you want to be able to take care of everything.
Well, wait a minute.
in-house.
We can automate this show. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, we need your smiling,
You're
beautiful
obsolete,
voice.
Then
Well,
it'll sound like
I've been told that by several
Yes.
bosses. Thank you.
Well, and to your point, Nikita, obviously that any small business owner and operator, we can't even have a conversation about growth or expansion of their business without talking about what is the social media, what is the digital media strategy for the business, and that's a big part of what we do now, and building a business plan, and that's a big part of what a business has to now address. You can't really. You can't ignore the social media side of this at all anymore. It's a big, especially now. If any message was driven home, it was that during COVID. You've got to be able to. We had
online.
businesses that during COVID actually performed somewhat better than they did previously, and it's because they enhanced their digital media, changed their model, and did better. So it was some people really were able to pivot and update the model and turn a problem into an opportunity.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
Okay, it is the 13th annual.
yes, it is.
13th annual
On the
Treasure Coast
13th.
Business Summit on the 13th. That's
Yep.
next Thursday. We will be there. Our Mobile Assistance Center, our MAC unit, hopefully will be there in the ballroom. So make it a point to come out. Take a little time away from the office instead of working in the business. Come to the Treasure Coast Business Summit and work on the business.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it. You know what I'm concerned about? You said hopefully the mobile unit will be there. That thing is so impressive. I thought we had a guarantee on that. It's like a CSI unit. I
That's
love
right.
it.
You never know. I mean, we could have some sort of issue where I have to jump on 95 and head north in it and help small business owners. I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, you can park inside just like Dyer does with the Corvette.
We
you know?
do. We did. We have
did.
it inside.
It
There
was
you go.
inside the ballroom.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get Tom a cape that says SBDC on it, so when he's flying down 95, he can use his
Right.
cape to help.
So
I'm-
cool.
I'm taking it in next week. We're going to get it polished and shined up, so it'll look very nice inside the Civic Center ballroom. I love
it's
it.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So again, Business Summit. Do not miss it. I don't ever miss it. I've been there I think I was there for 14 years. I got there early the first year.
You did. You hit the day before. I remember that.
That's right. I think I was there early.
Tom's committed.
I waited 365 days. I'm committed.
Elijah,
Yes, Tom.
Business Navigator, City
Yes.
of Port St. Lucie. Give us your story, Elijah. I always love hearing your story.
Sure.
Your pathway to the City of Port St. Lucie.
Sure. So I'm a native Floridian, born and raised in Pompano Beach. Currently live in West Palm Beach and Green Acres. And career-wise, I've had a varied career. When I got out of college, I worked at a group kind of similar to the Small Business Development Center called the Minority Business Development Center, where I did consulting, marketing for minority-owned businesses in Miami-Dade and Broward County. Then worked for the national NAACP. At the time, they had a partnership with, which is now, it was Nations Bank then, but we know it as Bank of America, to try to work with minority businesses to help them get financing through the bank. And I worked in conjunction with a number of the local chapters of the NAACP throughout the state. And then I got into what we call economic development. So similar to the St. Lucie Economic Development Council, I worked for the, at the time, the Broward Economic Development Council and did business retention. So we worked to attract companies that were coming to Broward and retaining companies that were in Broward expanding. And then I got into government, working with the city of Lauderhill as an economic development director before coming to Port St. Lucie to be the business navigator. And so my job is new for the city relative. I started in 2017, but it's three functions. The primary function as the navigator is working with developers, contractors, subcontractors, engineers, architects, and business owners that are going through our land development or permitting process. So one, telling them what that entails, and then two, working with those departments to resolve issues and streamline the process or expedite if possible. Two, being the point of contact for economic development, so working a lot with Jill Marassa and Pete Tesh as they bring companies to the council that are looking at this area, whether they are currently in the county or whether they're relocating, and any incentives or inducements that are offered, facilitate those and monitor them. And then last, being a point of contact for small business, working on programs with the SBDC, like our Business Accelerator program. One of the nice things that happened recently, the city does have a strategic planning process, and so my area would be under Goal 4, Diverse Economy. And so the City Council did add support for small business as a part of Goal 4. And our recent discussions, they're now looking at creating an Office of Business, which will be a division within the city manager's office, and we'll also hopefully bring on a small business development coordinator to work more directly, with small business to provide support. So,
yeah, as I've always said, what I really appreciate about the city of Port St. Lucie and its political leadership is that the recognition of the small business marketplace and community. I mean, there's no doubt the PSL City Commission understands the importance of small business.
Yep.
To the marketplace, and again, when we look around the Treasure Coast region, I mean, there certainly is a mass of small businesses beginning to develop around the city of Port St. Lucie. I mean, a lot of very positive things have happened in the last couple of years. I mean, Cleveland Clinic, you don't have to drive very far. Tamco, I mean, all that's going on around the city of Port St. Lucie. And I think this time you're on a run that's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, we have good momentum, and the nice thing is the expansions are organic. These are local companies that have grown. That means the labor force, is here. The market is here. That's favorable for them. And also the timing is right. During the boom, there was a lot of growth in the city. We did have the pause during the Great Recession. However, South Florida didn't, and so as a result, they've become built out. Right. And so now that our boom is restarted, they can't afford to be in South Florida, and so they want to come a little further north, and we're, great
and
location.
Again, examples of that every day. We talked about Contender coming up now, and the cover story in this issue of the Treasure Coast Business Magazine is about the Treasure Coast and really all the boat manufacturers that have now located here, and the value of the boats we built here. I mean, we really built some very iconic and legacy brands of boats in this marketplace. So definitely a desirable place, and as you say, we're getting as much pressure now from the north as we are from the south. I mean, there's people wanting to move up, and Jerry Parrish. Unfortunately, we haven't had Jerry down in a while because we haven't had our little gathering at the college
we should
last
get
year.
him to speak at the business summit next
That's right.
year.
You should get Jerry Parrish.
That would be a natural. Yeah.
But Jerry Parrish always talks to us about all the growth that is coming and the wealth transfer that's moving to the area. So it's impressive. So one of the things that you and I have been talking about recently is, and one of my favorite topics to talk about is, how to help a business expand their revenue. And one of the ways, for a business to explore is government contracting. And that's one of the things that we've been talking to you and other municipalities about is the procurement process for cities and the opportunities that are available through our municipalities and government organizations for a business to expand their revenue and offerings. So again, tell us a little bit about the Port St. Lucie procurement team and why is that important at the city of Port St. Lucie?
Well, we want to support our local businesses. I think it's important for businesses to understand how we do business. I mean, we are a government, so there's certain ways that we have to procure goods and services, but we also want to encourage, our businesses to register to become a vendor with the city, during the Treasure Coast Business Summit, we will have a vendor open house. And so we've invited our procurement department, in addition to buyers from our police department, our utility systems department, as well as public works department. That will all speak to small businesses about, not only the process to become registered and how the city conducts its purchasing, but also current and future opportunities. Our fiscal year is October 1st through September 30th. And so, the departments now are actively preparing their budgets, getting that before the city manager, who will then present it to the city council. So by October 1, we'll have our new budget to spend. And so you also want to be in line when those dollars are available, as well as our current purchasing opportunities.
So vendors could actually, this would be an opportunity for them to come meet with the procurement department, the purchasing department, and actually, you talked about a vendor registration. That's an actual formal process, a paperwork involved in that, and
Yes.
to register?
Yeah, so the vendors can register now. If you go to the city's website, under our finance department is where you'd find the procurement division, and so you can fill out a form online to register. The city does use Demand Star for its solicitation. So if you have a Demand Star account, or you can open a free account and be notified when bids are available with the city of Port St. Lucie. But the reason I found value in the vendor open house is once you get a chance, as Lynette mentioned, the face-to-face interaction, for the staff to know what you do, what you provide, because there's a lot of what I call low-hanging fruit. To be purchased throughout the year. They're not always formal bids that go through Demand Star, and they just need to get 3 quotes. And so if they know of you and what you provide, they can call on you to make a purchase.
And in terms of government contracting, there are some eligibility issues and requirements, to be a vendor ready to do business, but it's really nothing that someone couldn't eventually achieve, and that's what you hope to educate vendors in regards to these eligibility requirements and what they need to do, insurance requirements, bonding issues, those kinds of issues.
Correct. And then also, similar to other programs, the SBDC also has the PTEC program, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. And so, if you aren't comfortable with preparing bids, aren't quite certain how to respond to RFPs or read scope of work, then the SBDC can also help you with that as well. Right,
and it is it's really one of the highest value services, I think, that we provide through the SBDC. Our PTAC, which stands for Procurement Technical Assistance Center, our PTAC coordinator can assist a business in getting minority-owned certified, woman-owned certified, veteran-owned certified, and there are certain set-asides for those types of certifications, and that's true even with a municipality, is it not?
Yep.
Not just federal government.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, the city does have a local purchasing ordinance, and so if you do bid on work and you are a Port St. Lucie firm, then you'll get additional points when the committee does its evaluation. So,
and one of our really impressive data points from last year was we track the contracts that we help clients get, and our center helped clients last year get access to $94 million in government contracting.
That's great.
So it's a big number. It's a real valid opportunity for a business to grow, and get involved. So your people will be on site to answer these kinds of questions and help a vendor know if they're ready, what they need to do.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll be out throughout the day at the vendor open house, and so it's titled the Vendor Open House. We're a booth within the Business Summit. But, again, the focus is on educating the public on how we do business and letting them know current and future opportunities.
And again, you made the point just a minute ago. It's not you don't. It doesn't always have to be a big formal bid. There are certain products and services that city buys that don't require the big RFP and the opening of the bids. It sometimes can just be, and you can have open POs with certain businesses. Is that also correct?
True. That's true. So a lot of different ways that we procure goods and services, and so it's good to just kind of know how it works, and that way you're cognizant of things. Because I think one thing that's great about Florida, it's government in the sunshine. So we tell you our budget. It's not like private sector. You have to guess how much someone has to spend, that you meet at a chamber breakfast and you have a follow-up, meeting,
Right.
it's all online. It's all available.
What again? Tell us just about the website. If someone just wanted to go, do you post you post current RFPs on the website? Can someone look at all of those
Yeah.
requests for proposals?
Yeah. So when you go to the city of PSL, it would be cityofpsl.com, the city's website, and under departments, our finance department, under finance would be procurement management division, and then that's where all that information would be. The requirements to become a vendor, current bids that you can look the link on to go to Demand Star. Yeah.
And I think we are going to work a little bit together over the coming months to kind of promote the idea of making sure, because a lot of times when you want multiple bidders. I mean, you want people to take advantage of this. You don't just want one business coming up and just having one bid. I mean, you want the input from the local business community.
Yeah, I mean, you want to spread the wealth. I mean, these are local companies. They have made an investment. They're hiring our residents, and you want to do business with them. And so we want to let them know, we're open and available and ready to do some business.
And again, the SBDC has that is again one of our specialists within the ranks of the SBDC. We have a government contracting specialist. Scotty Wilson does incredible work. Scotty's background spent many years in law enforcement and was a procurement officer and was a director, and so great experience. Scotty is very passionate about helping folks get ready for government contracting, and to your point, Elijah, he takes them through that process. Gets number one, make sure they're ready for government contracting. It's not just something anyone can jump out and do. So, and I think one of the things I really like about what Scotty does too is he looks at their business and says, are there set-asides? Are there opportunities? Because there's not a reason to jump through some of these hoops if there are no set-asides and to go through and get your business certified. So that's one of the first things he does is, is there opportunity? If there is, then let's get you prepared. And we have a tool called Bid Match, where once you're ready for the government contracting, we build a profile for the business in Bid Match, and then basically that profile is out there, and it automatically populates with all the bids that meet the profile. So you could check your profile multiple times a day on Bid Match and say, wow, here comes an RFP from the city of Port St. Lucie.
Yeah, very useful.
Yes.
Good information.
So, all right. So one more time, Lynette and Nikita, give us a little information. We're next Thursday. Where are we at?
1 week.
What are the
today.
times? And
1 week from today, on the 13th, join us for the 13th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit. Doors open to the public at 10 a.m. You can find an abundance of information about the day's activities, our sponsors, and you can even look at pictures from past events and say hello to your friends. But tickets are available, and all the information is available online at tcbizsummit.com. And if you just Google Treasure Coast Business Summit, a lot of information is going to come up, and so you'll find us that way as well.
okay. And speakers all day. How many vendors do you have? What when you're sold out? What does sold out mean?
So we're sold out. We have over 100 vendors.
Wow.
But more, what's really interesting about this year is we have so many interactive activities. So we have the vendor open house. We want businesses to come and learn how to do business with the city of Port St. Lucie. We have the SBDC mobile unit, which brings an abundance of resources to every business on the floor, walking in and on the floor. Port St. Lucie Police Department is bringing their mobile defensive driving simulator. Nice. So that's fun. Southern Eagle does a tasting of their NA brands. We've got...
oh, come on.
We've got professional headshots by Mitch and Linda Chlorphane. For only $49, you can get professional headshot at the Treasure Coast Business Summit.
Both of them are great photography.
I want to tell you, I had mine done last year, and better than any other portrait I've ever had done. on the fly, beautiful. They do a wonderful
Do
job.
they,
Wow.
do they do that touch-up Photoshop?
They do.
Okay, good.
Maybe Tom and I'll get into that action.
Is it sort of a glamour shot? I need a glamour shot.
It's
Badly.
It's great. And then Mid Florida Credit Union does a balloon pop, and that all the money goes to charity. So they're really invested in our community as well. And so there's a lot going on. A lot going on.
Okay, there is a lot going on. There's a lot going on along the Treasure Coast. Certainly a lot going on here in St. Lucie County. Elijah, thank you for all you do at the City of Port St. Lucie. Every time we look forward to working together with you. I really appreciate the city council and their commitment to small business. Makes what we do very easy.
Great.
Appreciate the partnership and the support of our organization.
Sure.
Lynette, again, 6 years of the Treasure Coast Business Summit. I know you and Dana, two of the hardest working people in our community. You do a great job. Thank you for what you do to support the small business community and promote what's going on, and certainly appreciate our partnership.
You know what? My highlight of their regime, if you will, of the business summit was getting Joey Miller at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, who's Mr. Quiet, to give the presenting speech.
Right.
And it was
Phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah. Good friend. Good
Yeah.
friend.
Good.
And Nikita, thank you,
Thank
for
you.
being a small business owner and operator, and
been a pleasure.
for hanging in there and through what has been a pretty tough year for small business. Appreciate your support of the Treasure Coast Business Summit. So with that, we will bring to close another segment of Small Biz Florida, but no big deal. We'll see you next Thursday. You'll all be there, I'm sure. We will be there. And you can always find out more about what's going on with us at Indian River State College by visiting that irscbiz.com site. And as always, want to thank our partners here, Greg and Carol at WPSL and WSTU. And with that, we will talk to you next Thursday on Small Biz Florida, and we'll see you at the Treasure Coast Business Summit.
You've been listening to Small Biz Florida right here on WPSL Port St. Lucie. Talk of the Treasure Coast, webcaster to the world on TuneIn. And WSTU, Martin County's heritage station since 1954.